Over the last 6 months, the job market has gone from kinda tough to, are you kidding me? Remember when your biggest worry was just getting ghosted by recruiters? Yeah, those were the good old days. Now it's not just ghost jobs, quiet firing, or career cushioning anymore. It's a full-on jungle out there, with a brand new list of dumb corporate buzzwords to make it sound innovative. But here's the scary part. The numbers show something we've literally never seen before in modern history. For the first time, young men with college degrees have the same unemployment rate as guys who never even went to college. That's right. 4 years, tens of thousands of dollars, and a shiny piece of paper, and it gets you the same shot at a job as someone who walked straight out of high school. So what's actually happening here? Why is the job market freezing up, and why are young workers, especially young men, getting hit the hardest? And most importantly, what does this mean for you and your future? Let's break it down. 1. The fake safety net of a college degree. For decades, the formula was simple. Go to college, get a good job, earn more than non-graduates, retire comfortably. That was the promise. But the new data completely flips that on its head. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, unemployment rates are now basically equal between graduates and non-graduates. And while college grads still tend to earn more when employed, here's the problem. The cost of getting that degree has exploded, which means more and more young people are doing the math and realizing a little money now with zero debt might actually be better than more money later that comes chained to massive student loans. It's the ultimate question. Would you rather make $45,000 a year debt-free or $65,000 with $1,200 in monthly loan repayments? For a lot of Gen Z, the answer is becoming clearer every year. 2. Why young men are losing the edge. Here's where it gets even more interesting. This crisis is not hitting everyone equally. The shrinking payoff of higher education? It's mainly a male problem. For men, unemployment rates between graduates and non-graduates are now the same. For women, there's still a gap. College grads are doing better than those without a degree. Why? 2 big reasons: STEM and business push. For decades, schools and companies have heavily invested in programs to bring women into male-dominated fields like engineering, finance, and management, and it worked. Which means men are now facing more competition in the very fields that used to guarantee them an advantage. Cultural stigma. At the same time, men haven't been moving into traditionally female-dominated fields, like nursing, teaching, or aged care, at the same rate. And let's be honest, society still hasn't shaken the stigma. A woman becoming an engineer is empowerment. A man becoming a nurse? Too often, it's still the punchline to a bad joke. The result? Male college grads are squeezed from both sides, more competition in their fields, and a cultural hesitation to move into industries that are actually growing. 3. The collapse of job hopping. Now, if you've been around the workplace, you've probably heard this advice 1,000 times. If you want higher pay, don't stay loyal. Jump to a new job. And for years, that was true. Job hoppers statistically earned more than people who stayed put. But now, that advantage has all but disappeared. Wage growth is slowing, companies aren't hiring, and job mobility is frozen. In fact, a lot of workers are deliberately staying in safe but stagnant jobs because they don't want to risk being the new guy when the next round of layoffs hits. This even has a new corporate buzzword, because of course it does, called job hugging. Basically, workers are hugging their current role for dear life instead of chasing promotions or better opportunities. And ironically, the people benefiting right now are the ones who chose passion over pay. Arts graduates, for example, tend to stick to their fields, stay loyal, and become really hard to replace. Not the most lucrative path in good times, but in bad times, being indispensable is priceless. 4. The dangerous cycle of chasing trends. This whole problem isn't new. It's part of a bigger cycle we've seen for decades. 1980s. Oil and gas was the golden career until the crash. 90s. Outsourcing was the ticket until Asia's financial crisis. 2000s. Tech boom, then the dot-com bust. 2010. Finance and Wall Street dominance. Then the global financial crisis. 2020. Big tech salaries exploded. And now, massive layoffs. Here's the pattern. By the time the average person hears this is the industry to be in, it's already too late. The bubble pops, and you're left holding a useless degree or irrelevant skills. For the last decade, the advice was learn to code. Before that, it was get an MBA. Now, We're watching that cycle repeat in real time with AI, data science, and big tech. 5. Where the opportunities actually are. So, where does this leave you? Is the entire system just broken? Not exactly. Here's the truth. There are still industries with real stability and real growth. They just don't always get the spotlight. Healthcare and teaching, stable, high demand, and recession resistant. Men in these fields even benefit from something called the glass elevator effect. They tend to rise faster into leadership roles, even in traditionally female industries. Skilled trades and infrastructure. Construction, electricians, mechanics, and plumbers are thriving thanks to housing demand and government infrastructure spending. And unlike tech, these jobs can't be outsourced or automated as easily. Cybersecurity and privacy tech. In a world where AI is eating jobs, digital security is becoming more important, not less. These roles are growing faster than companies can fill them. So instead of blindly chasing the next hot degree, the smarter move might be finding a path that balances stability, growth, and what you actually enjoy. Here's the bottom line. College is still valuable, but it's no longer the guaranteed ticket it used to be. Men and women are experiencing very different outcomes in the job market. Job hopping is no longer the magic cheat code for higher pay, and the industries everyone rushes into usually crash hardest. So if you're trying to build a career right now, stop thinking in terms of safe bets. The game has changed. It's not about chasing trends. It's about positioning yourself in fields where your skills are hard to replace and where long-term demand actually exists. And remember, the market will always throw around dumb buzzwords to make the chaos sound professional. But the reality underneath doesn't lie. People who adapt survive, and people who don't get left behind. So the question is, which one are you going to be? If you found this video valuable, hit that like button so more people can see it. And if you're serious about understanding how the economy and job market really work, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. I post videos every week that break it all down in plain English. And hey, drop a comment below. What do you think? Is college still worth it, or is the system broken? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.